Hi, Daily Movie Recap here. Today I'm going to explain an American horror film called Get Out. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Chris, who is a photographer, is very anxious because he has to meet his girlfriend Rose's family today. That is because Rose is white and Chris is black. Rose assures Chris that her family will not racially discriminate. After Rose comforting Chris, he starts off to her house. But Chris is still full of worry. And then
Fuck.
with a sense of discomfort, they arrive at Rose's home. After getting introduced to Rose's family, he gets a full tour of the house from Rose's father, Dean. Rose's family is wealthy, living in a house with a living room, basement, and a yard, and even has servants. As he walks around the garden in the mansion, he feels something strange after witnessing the black servants. At that moment, Dean reads Chris's emotions and tells him that they were hired as caregivers for his parents and couldn't let them go due to the times they've spent together to ease his mind. And as Chris is having a simple tea time with Rose's family and seeing how happy Rose is with her parents, suddenly brought back traumas about his own mother. As he was looking for his cigarettes to ease his anxiety, Dean recommended quitting through hypnosis. Chris gently declines his offer due to a strange feeling. And when Georgina made a small mistake while pouring water and the mood starts to get weird, Rose's younger brother Jeremy arrived at the mansion just in time. Chris is having supper with Rose's family and conversating, but Jeremy starts to make racist statements and keeps crossing the line towards Chris. He felt discomfort due to the constant racist statement, but went on because he didn't want to ruin the atmosphere.
Yo, I got a rule. No play fighting with drunk dude.
Don't play. I'm just gonna...
Jeremy.
I wasn't gonna hurt him.
That night, the previous events kept dwelling in his head, and finally decided to head out for a smoke. Right when he tried to put the cigarette in his mouth, he is taken away by the servant's unknown behavior. As he hurries inside the mansion, he meets Rose's mother, and she tells him to come in, and they start to talk. She started to ask about his mother, and she suddenly hypnotizes him.
How do you feel now?
I can't move.
You're paralyzed. Just like that day when you did nothing. Sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
Chris tries to avoid getting hypnotized, but can't do anything.
Now you're in the sunken place.
Soon later, he wakes up in Rose's room. The next day, Chris is taking photographs as he walks around the mansion. He tries to capture the servant Georgina in his point of view, but fails. On the other side of the mansion stood the mansion keeper Walter. Chris felt a sense of similarity ethnically, and approaches Walter to befriend him, but he just gossiped about Rose, and that made him feel bad. Chris started to feel hostile towards Walter after listening to him talk about Rose. Also, he hears that what happened last night is not a dream.
Sorry about last night. I didn't mean to scare you. And did it work?
Did what work?
You were in Mrs. Armitage's office for quite some time.
And so Chris tells Rose everything from what happened last night to feeling uncomfortable towards Walter. After hearing the story, Rose says she will tell her father, but Chris stops her to avoid making things uneasy.
Talk to your dad. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Forget about it. It's done.
Oh, man. It begins. You ready for this?
That night, guests start to arrive for a party. Chris feels isolated being the only black person in a party full of white guests. When he tries to ease his mind by taking pictures, he notices another black person. He tries to approach and greet him, but he appeared differently from what he had thought.
The fuck?
So he moved to a quiet area with no one around. There he meets a blind person named Jim. Jim says everyone at that party is stupid. Jim manages an art gallery. He praises Chris's talents and says that he is interested in his artworks. Meanwhile, Chris complains about the uncomfortable feelings in the mansions to his friend Rod. When he told him about last night's hypnosis, Rod tells him to get out of there immediately. But Chris defends Rose's family and hangs up the phone with his friend. As Chris goes outside to rejoin the party, he gets introduced to the party's guests by Dean. Chris is asked a strange question about how it was like living as a black man in America. He surely felt left out, but he couldn't say that in that situation. Then he finds another black person named Logan in another crowd and tosses him the question. But Logan gives an unexpected answer, saying how great it was to live in America as a black person. And when he starts to secretly take photographs of Logan giving the unexpected answer, Logan suddenly starts to bleed from the nose and goes into a frenzy, coming after him.
Get out! Yo! Yo, shoot me! Get out!
Dean explains that it was a seizure due to the flash, but it still doesn't make sense. Luckily, calming down after Rose's mother treated him, and Chris apologized but still felt like something was off. Seeing how confused Chris was, Rose recommends going on a walk. Chris tells her about all the bad things and all the bad emotions that he felt here, and especially how everything became stranger after the hypnosis and that he wanted to leave. Seeing how Chris was truly suffering, Rose decided to leave this place. Feeling better, Chris sends pictures that he took that afternoon to his friend Rod and receives an unexpected information from him. The person in the photo was Andre Hayworth, a famous jazz musician.
He came to the party with a white woman like 30 years older than him. Sex slave!
Man, you in some high, wide shut situation. Leave, motherfucker!
As he was trying to tell him more, the call disconnects, and right then Rose enters the room. Feeling endangered, Chris urges Rose to get out of this place. As they were packing their bags, a small door caught Chris's eyes. In it were some photos that couldn't have been explained, but decided to escape first. But Rose's family didn't let Chris go easily, and Chris started to feel the pressure. And then, as Chris acknowledged the situation and decided to run away from them, he falls under hypnosis again.
Please take him downstairs, Dean. Help him.
I can get him alone.
No, you can't. You've already damaged him enough. Easy.
I can drop him all night.
Meanwhile, after going out of contact with Chris, Rod looks up Andre on the internet and realizes that he is a missing person. Realizing that Chris is in danger, Rod goes to the police. Rod reports that Chris has been kidnapped by white people, but the black cops ignore what Rod had to say.
Oh, white girl. Oh, they get you every time.
Meanwhile, Chris wakes up from the hypnosis. He tries to break free, but he is all tied up. And then the TV in front of him turns on. The TV's horrifying contents were about transplanting a part of an old and ill brain into a young and healthy body. And again, Chris falls under hypnosis. At the same time, when the police don't believe him, Rod tries to call Chris again.
Rose, it's me, Rod. Where's Chris?
He left 2 days ago. Wait, you haven't seen him?
Oh, he never came back here.
Wait, I am so confused.
Could you hold on 1 second?
Okay.
Okay, hold on, bitch. She is lying like a motherfucker. I know that.
When he noticed Rose's lies, he tries to record it.
I know why you're calling.
Why is that?
That there's something between us.
Oh, what you talking about, girl? I called you about Chris.
I know you think about fucking me, Rod.
Ain't nobody thought about fucking you. Why would you say some
But finding out Rod's plan, Rose quickly changes the subject. Chris wakes up from the hypnosis again. In the screen was a blind person, Jim, who mentioned that he liked Chris's pictures before, saying that he wanted his eyes. This scary place was where they lure in people with healthy bodies and take whatever they needed. And this time, Chris was the main character. And without being able to do anything, he falls asleep under hypnosis. That time, Dean and Jeremy were prepping eyes transplant surgery. After prepping for the surgery, Jeremy comes to get Dean. Then, in fact, Chris used the sponge from the chairs to block his ears and didn't fall under any hypnosis. Finally breaking free from that place, he tries to escape the mansion. Dean and Rose's mother gets in his way, but as he easily handled them, once again came Jeremy. Will Chris be able to escape this madhouse? Will Rod be able to bring the cops to rescue Chris? It has been Get Out, the movie. Get Out is a horror and thriller genre movie about Chris, who was one day invited deep into the woods trying to escape a strange place. This movie was beloved with its outstanding scripts and suspenseful productions, instead of the typical jump scares to scare the audiences. So they received the Academy Awards for writing original screenplay in 2018. The story is hard to understand even after watching it 2 or 3 times, but it is a movie with a constant twist that you can't take your eyes off of. I will wrap up this video with the introductions to Get Out. Until now, it has been Daily Movies Recap. Thank you.
What if I hit you? Said I was coming to your place. Driving till midnight just to turn around. Wish I knew.